Welcome back, everybody. Well, as you probably already know, tonight there is a lot of severe weather, going on across the country. A lot of tornadoes, a lot of severe thunderstorms. So, that being said, I haven't really seen, any of the other channels put anything out about it, but I did one last year on your storm kits. Me living in the Midwest, I mean, we, get a lot of storms and tornadoes and all that, so I like to have specific kits for that. So, but before we get into that, I wanted to talk about this real quick. So, some of you may have already heard and some may not, but when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will do a pretty good giveaway. So far, we've got this old timer knife and playing card set in here, an Olight i5T, an Olight i3T, and this little pocket sharpener here. So, and I'm probably going to split it up. I'll probably pick like 3 winners, something like that. And depending how long it takes to get to that 1,000 will depend, what all's in there. But as for right now, this is what we'll have in the giveaway. So just wanted to bring that up. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and then we'll do a video on that giveaway specifically when we get to that point. So back to the storm kits. Now, I have more than one of these, in my storm shelter. I've got, a couple, 2 or 3 different cases like this. And these are the hard, the MTM hard ammo cases. And they're really good for this. But, so I have these in my storm shelter. I've also got cases of water, things of that nature that you may need right there handy. But the nice thing about these cases is, they do have a rubber seal. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know that you can or not, but they've got a rubber seal, so this thing is watertight. So let's go ahead and pull everything out of this. I want to show you what all I've got in it, because it has changed a little from the last video. So let's take a look at this, and you guys can let me know if I forgot anything, or if you had any ideas to add to it. So let me pull that out of the way. And I'm not going to go in any specific order. I'm just going to kind of pull it out as we go here. Gloves. Definitely gloves. Leather gloves would probably be much better than these jersey gloves, but I have some leather gloves in that location, so I don't have them in this kit. But a weather radio. Obviously, that's very important, especially since storm kit, A decent fixed blade knife. I'm a big proponent of that knife. That's the Camillus Camp knife. You can get that at Walmart for $10. Well, less than $10 usually, but great knife. Can do anything you want. Not going to go too in depth on that. A folding saw. Obviously, really could come in handy, if a tornado does come through, roof comes down, you may have to cut your way out. So, necessary item to have. Kind of along those same regards, Leatherman tool. Doesn't have to be a Leatherman. Get you a multi-tool of any kind to put in this kit. Couple emergency ponchos. Obviously. No need in going too in depth in that, I don't think. Headlamp. Gotta have a headlamp in there. At the very least, some handheld lights. And this is just a representation, but medications. You know, you may need some of your medications, you know, that you may take on a daily basis, or just for whatever reason. I mean, chances are, if you're in a tornado, it's going to be pretty hectic. You're probably going to have a headache. Who knows? You might get hit in the head with a beam. You know, there's no telling. So, probably have some medications and such. Write in the rain notepad. Again, if you end up having to leave your house, you may want to leave a note saying, hey, we're okay, we got out of here. You know, it wasn't safe. That way, if rescuers are coming and looking for people, they're going to know right away you're not in there, and they don't need to dig for you. So, another good item to have. Okay, this here is just a little, it's kind of hard to show you, but a little medical bag here that's got some dust masks in it. Mylar blanket, and there's all kinds of stuff under that mask, bandages, earplugs, etc., etc. And really, a better, you know, trauma kit would be preferable, which I do have in there, I just don't have in here. That's just kind of bumps and bruises. Another super important item here, whistle. You know, in case somebody's looking for you, you may be injured, may not be able to yell for help, but you could probably whistle. If you can breathe, you can whistle, so you need to have a whistle in there. Okay. Another piece of safety equipment here. This is one of the, like the harnesses you can strap on you if you're running or stuff like that, you know, but it's reflective and it's bright in color. So if somebody was having to look for you, that might make it a little bit easier for them to find you. And this here kind of goes with the medical, but hand sanitizer, I think we all know what that's for nowadays. Some candles, very important candles. You know, light, warmth, a lot of different uses that, you know, you may need, no telling. Here, I've got a water filter. This is a hydro blue water filter, and this is about one of the smallest you can get on the market. Now, this is a pen style, you know, or a straw style, I guess I should say. And how it works is kind of like a life straw in a way, except it's better than a life straw. It filters lower, but you just pop her open like that. You just pull the lid right off, pop the end open, and you can suck water right out of the source there. So another good item to have, nice and small. But obviously another good substitute, you know, would be a Sawyer Mini or a Hydro Blue. The company Hydro Blue makes a VersaFlow filter, which is kind of like a Sawyer Mini, pretty much the same thing. Any of those would be good. And got some rope here, and of course this came out of one of the last battle boxes, so, but you never know what you may need some rope for. You know, may need to tie something up to get out, or tie something down, who knows, no telling. Might as well just have some in there. Sure can't hurt. Another pretty important item in my opinion, eye protection. Definitely need eye protection. I'm gonna make a little room here. There's quite a bit of stuff in this box here. So slide some of this stuff down. There we go. Definitely need eye protection. And along with eye protection, kind of in the medical, some eye drops there, in case you get anything in your eyes, of course. some glow sticks. These were just some cheap ones I picked up at Walmart right after Halloween on sale. I think I paid maybe 50 cents for that whole pack. There's 10 in there. So keep an eye out on those for after Halloween. Never know when you might want that. And this probably isn't necessary really, but it's small, so I put it in. And that's a knife sharpener, just in case you need to sharpen your knife or your multi-tool. Like I said, in that kind of situation, it's going to be extremely short term, hopefully. So you're probably not going to need to sharpen anything, but hey, you never know. Maybe you just need to dull a piece of metal sticking out of somewhere so you can slip through there. You know, who knows? You never know. But it's small, so I put it in. Why not? Some of that plastic drop cloth sheeting. Now, I'm a big proponent of this stuff here now. You know, I keep that in all of my kits. I mean, you can make shelter out of that. You can you know, cover up windows, roofs. I mean, there's a million uses, you name it, you know, and you might need that. A window gets knocked out, you know, it may not be a life-threatening deal, but a tree branch might come through a window and knock it out. You can put that up over the window, help keep the rain out. Here's another signal. This is one of those hand-launched flares. So you just pull that out and that like charges it, you know, and I think you pull it again. There's instructions on it here. Let me see. Okay, so you twist it and then it pulls down and then you can pull it and then it shoots the flare out. You know, so again, to signal for rescuer or something, you know, definitely worth having. And probably not super necessary on this part, but again, hey, you never know. But got some matches in there, and these are some of the Typhoon, the Zippo Typhoon matches, which these are the daddy of matches here. There's these, and then there's the US, what is it, UCO Titans, and these things are huge. They're like about the size of a pencil. And they burn under pretty well any condition, completely waterproof. Once you start them, they don't stop until they're done. So probably don't need that, probably not going to need to start a fire, but one never knows, you might need to. There's room in the kit, they go in. Here, something you probably won't necessarily need, but this is basically just like a mini survival kit. So you know, mainly you've got the container itself, you know, that you can boil some water in if you needed to, or heat up some food if you needed to, which there's some in here we'll get to. But you got all kinds of other stuff in there too, you know, lighters and, I mean, you name it. What you know what's in small survival kits, so there you go. There's that, just in case, you never know, you might need it. Okay, moving along here, trying to go somewhat quick here. Here's a couple of packs of batteries. What do we got here? We got 4 in each one. So there's 8 batteries there all together for the headlamp. And I think they can also go in this. It might be AA though. I can't remember. Oh, no, it's just rechargeable. Yeah, that thing's just rechargeable, so there you go, there's that. This is probably not something that would really be necessary, but again, there was room, I threw it in. Couple little sachets of oil there. Never know, might need it for something. This is a pretty well no-brainer. You know, duct tape. I don't think I need to go into that. Think you can figure that one out. And also I've got a stick of fat wood in there, again for the use of starting a fire. I doubt that would be necessary, but hey, you never know. It might be hours until rescue comes, and maybe you need to cook up a little meal or sanitize some water. You never know. Who knows? It doesn't take up any room. It's in there. So, speaking of cooking up food, I only keep 2 little things in here. I keep one of these ration bars. No, they don't taste good, but hopefully you're only talking about getting through one night. So I go ahead and keep one of those in there. And then I've got one Mountain House meal in there. And do remember, I have water in my shelter area. So don't need to keep water in this kit. And you can't filter water with that filter to use for this, so that's why a Sawyer might be better. Little hobo tool here, you know, got your knife, spoon, fork. That way you don't have to eat like a barbarian. But you never know, you might have to. And then, last but not least, a tarp. I don't remember exactly how big a tarp it was, but I think it's a 6x8 or something like that. I wanted it to be big enough to where it could pretty well, you know, cover a window or a window and a door, you know, pretty easily. So anyway, I mean, I'm like I say, that's probably not everything, you know, that you as an individual might need. Everybody's needs are different, but I think that's a pretty darn good kit to have. Something I don't have in this kit is a hat, a good hat. Always need that. Obviously, you want to be wearing or have in your shelter area weather-specific clothing. You know, you want to have the proper attire. If it's cold outside, you know, you don't want to be running around in shorts. Or if it's hot outside, you don't want to be wearing your bib overalls, you know. So, weather-specific clothing. In a storm shelter, even if you had a hard hat, that, surprisingly, that wouldn't be a bad thing. A lot of people get injured with head injuries during things like that, you know, with roofs flying around and trees and cows. And I mean, you guys have seen Twister, you know, cows flying through the air. A cow hits you in the head, you're done. So, you know, make sure you got your ballistic rated helmet in there in your storm shelter with you. Plates too, why not? You know, I ain't talking about eating dinner. So, I guess that's pretty well that. Pretty good little kit here, guys. So let me know what you think on that. Let me know if you think anything else should have been put in here, if I forgot anything, or if you think any of this is completely unnecessary. Let me know that too. And like I said, if y'all haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you can get in on that giveaway. We'll be getting there soon. We're creeping to 800, so it won't be long. It won't be long at all. And usually on my giveaways, guys, I try to give away some pretty good stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next one.